All right, welcome back, everybody. This is your boy, and we are doing 8.9 today. But we left off on 8.8, which was like making a list or something like that. Sidekicks, you had to do like mermaid, merman, and you had to add your own sidekicks, right? So we have, we're creating a map here. And we're adding these objects into them: Wonder Woman, Mermaid Man, Finn the Human, and we give them values, right? So we have like things like key value pairs that we discussed on the last one. Okay, so moving on, we are on to this one, and let's where we are going from here. So we have some quick docs over here. Let's look at our assignment. You keep forgetting where all your friends live, so you decide to write a program to keep track of their addresses for you. Create a variable called address book. Looks like they've done that for us already, right? That stores the names and addresses of your friends. Given a friend's name, you should be able to look up their address. The address should be initialized with the following information. Okay, so we're going to follow this right here, right? This notation. And then what we're going to do is we're going to give it a name and information. So it's going to be name and where they live. So Nemo, Luna, and Fred, and they all live at equals. Let's give those space. And we're just going to copy this information here. Boom. 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 We've created our object address book, and we've given them key value pairs. Object key Nemo, value P Sherman, or rather, yeah. Now I'm not supposed to be doing semicolons. I'm supposed to be doing commas. Where's my comma at? There. Man, you get away from English and then you forget where the comma button is. Okay, so now we got to change Nemo's address. So we can do address book, and then we can put a dot Nemo after it, right? That's how we change it. I wonder if that's over here somewhere. We could also do that too if we wanted to, right? There's multiple ways, and actually they gave you multiple ways to do this in the exercises that they showed us, right? So, right, this is how they changed Jeremy's right here. But then I could have sworn, yeah, in these examples, right, that they showed us a new way to do it. You don't have to. It's called the dot method or something. Phonebook.sam equals, and then don't forget to explore this one. It wasn't explained in the video very well at all. Like, and then 8.9 basically they don't talk about this. So I actually worked with it just to kind of make sure. They talk about how like you can't use the dot method. So like how here they did phonebook.sam and they updated it, and they said it works. And then here they did it, and now it's 444. So you'll see that it's been updated as 444. So let's say your name is the Harry Potter, right? If you did this type of coding with a dot, phonebook.Harry Potter, and you put a space in there, oh God, that will not work. You can't have a space in the dot method, which makes it unreliable in that case. So you'd have to do this method if there's a space in there. So luckily enough for us, in our address book, which hopefully it saved my information. I didn't mean to exit out of it. Yeah, I did. These are all one-named keys. So we can just go ahead and change it ourselves. What am I changing it to? 124 Conch Street. That's in Bikini Bottom. Cool. And then look up the address for Nemo. Now look it up. So we can and then print it. So let's print line. This says get a key value for. We could do this. I feel like this is extra. Variable address equals object. We could do Nemo here, and then we could print line. What was it? Just Nemo in this case. Or add, or is it address book that add? I forget. If we create a key print line phone book key. right? So we could address book our address in this case. And let's just see if we are doing it right. I am missing something somewhere. Where am I missing? Right here. I am missing a semicolon. Yes. Interesting. I'm still missing something. Maybe this is not what they wanted to do. That. Oh, yeah, this is where we're wrong. It's not object, it's address. Book. Well. There's something wrong. So I doubt that that is what was going on there. Why? I did have some errors that I found there that I didn't do it just right. That's okay. Make sure these are all spelled the same. Address book, address. Ah, that's where we are correct right there. Nope, address book is now spelled right. Cool. Don't feel like... Ah! Missing a semicolon. Haha! Oh my goodness, there's always something going on here. This tells me that there's some... value for a key. Right? Object of Jeremy. Get a value for a key. Jeremy. And justbook.nemo. Comment that out. I'll copy this. See if it's this line of code. Object.nemo. Address. That works. Does not work. Comma. That's an... Oh my god. Well, I'm finding different errors. They used that right there. I don't have that anywhere. Well, that's not it. Why is this so hard? They used to doing equal signs. There's something wrong with every... Oh my goodness! Every time I think I found it, man. It doesn't work. That's an equal. Yeah. I wonder if these commas right here are messing up this code, right? Because this is supposed to be in quotations. You know what? I'm gonna bet you that those commas are messing it up. They're supposed to be in quotations. You know what? That's got to be it, right? Because that's got to look like a string, and those commas are like, hey man, why you got all these extra commas in here? It's got to be it. Yeah, now it looks like a string. Aha! Yes. Man, and these are just little things, undefined. All right, variable. Now I want to figure out if I can do it this way. Undefined. I really want to try it the other way just to make sure I get it. I do it 2 different ways. So add a variable called add. It's address book of Nemo. And I'm going to use this example over here. Phone book Harry Potter. Right? This will work. Right? Variable key equals Harry Potter. So, yeah, that just seems like too much work. I mean, I did that address phone book Harry Potter. Address book of the object T.M.O. Oh, that makes so much sense. I mean, of course that'll work. All I'm doing is saying key is now Harry Potter, and I'm print lining phone book of Nemo, which is the exact same thing I did here. Yeah. All right. So that worked. After some, yeah, some error finding ways. That's just fundamentals right there. So, okay, so print a phone book. They made a phone book empty. They put 4 different keys in there with 4 different values. Keep the notation present in our brain. Quotations around what goes inside of it. Quotations in here. For variable name in phone book. Oh, this is interesting. Now we have to do for variable name. Go to back to docs. Do for key in object. For key name in object. For name in phone book. Variable number equals phone book name. Print line. Wow, name plus whatever the key is. It'll have an arrow next to it, and there's spaces in there, and then it'll have the number. So it should say Jeremy arrow that number. Yeah, okay, I see what they did. Loop over an object. Basically what they're doing. What are we doing? Give us back our stuff. It looks like they've built it for us, Harry Potter's and Gryffindor, and so they basically told us where everybody is. They build the student house object, and then they return that object as student house. So your code goes here, so we'll put some spaces in there. So they start variable Okay, so this student house is build student house object, and returns student house. Just so they basically just said, all right, go get this by running this. All right, return it as itself, as what we want to define it as, and then print students in house for all of those objects and those in Gryffindor. So we only want to print those students. Gryffindor is what I am guessing here. The assignment has a busy day. Every student has been placed to a house. Print lines. For example, if you print line house Harry Potter would print out Gryffindor. Your job is to write a function, print student house, students in house. That prints out the name of every student in the given house. For example, would print out those. So we're gonna have to write a going to have to write a for loop here. It's going to give us the name Gryffindor. So it's going to print line first. It's going to be the house. So we're going to have to put house here. Plus, and it doesn't look like there's any spaces. So that's cool. So we print out the house. So first thing, if we run this code, print out the house, that's good. And then everybody. So for name or key and object for name and object. This is going to be an if statement, right? So we're going to iterate over the entire thing in the object. Now the object is student house. Know that. Built student house. That's the entire object for name. Know what a name is. We're just going to leave it there. Maybe we'll just name it something in the future. And we need a if statement. If the student's name set a value, we need to get a value for if phonebook.name, if object of the name, if object of the name if the student house for the name of student is equal to Gryffindor, right? Wait a second. If we have the value house, so whatever they put, let's make it so that way no matter what, whatever house they put, very weirdly spelled object name word, we're going to print line that student. That's gonna be. Do I have anything? I don't know. That's nice. That's nice. So it really doesn't matter. You put in whatever you want for key. You know, I was thinking maybe we should have done this. Value equals object.key, right? Object is student house, and the key is their name, right? If value equals house. Yeah, that makes more sense to me. Right? Like in my brain. All right, cool. That works. Let's go to the examples. Let's pick it apart. Let's do text message. we are nearing our 25-minute mark, so this will be the last one if we get to it. Interesting. All right, so Facebook friends. Look, Jeremy Bulls. What actually happened here? Look, has multiple values. Multiple values. Zach has multiple values. For friends list in the object, their name is their name. This thing right here. So it'll be print their name with their values. This is their key name with their values here. So print their names plus their shows ownership. Their friends are, and then print out their friend list. And their friend list was given it right here. We're going to create this friend list equals the values for everything for that key. They're going to print that. Okay, that doesn't seem too hard. Jenny, Soldier Boy. If Kanye is... if is true, print it out. And then we'll look for that key. And if not, we don't have Kanye West. And it should say we do not have Kanye West. A variable person equals Soldier Boy if person is in phone book, which is what... if that's true, they did it two different ways. They put in phone book here, and then they put it in here. Interesting. So you can actually do it multiple ways. All right. What are we doing? Unexpected. Oh, text message. Okay. Let's just minimize that for now. Probably gonna have to do this. All right. Put a semicolon at the end, just because I know that that's just how things roll in these days. Okay. I apologize. It doesn't go there. It goes here. Assignment. In this exercise, you need to write a program that sends text messages to friends. Okay, first you need to decide what kind of data structure you use to store the text messages. Given the friend's name, you should be able to look up every text message you've sent to that friend. You should also be easily able to add new messages. Your job is to create a variable text messages. We'll keep track of every message that you send. Spend some time thinking about what kind of structure, draw it on paper, the structure will look like. Then you write a function, send message, text message, friend's name, and message that updates text messages to store message. It stores the message. It'll update this to your friend name. So friend name, just write this note here. Friend name equals key. And then hashtag message equals value. All right? Text messages is our variable that we are doing up here. Okay. For example, send message. Jenny will update it, and then it'll the first thing we have to do is if all right, so we're gonna have to fill this out. If find if friend name is in map, find and then update the key. Otherwise, add new. Cool. So every time a text message is sent, we're gonna update it, and if not, then we're going to add them to the key, right? And then what this does is it's just going to return all of those values, right? So all we're going to do is get messages. We're gonna access it so from text messages from their friend name. We're going to return the value of that. And so just like we saw here, right? The entire friends list is their name, right? Like we can return everything. We call it friends list, right? So what we can do is something like this for this one. We can actually get this filled out right away. Variable all messages equals not Facebook.name, right? That doesn't make any sense. It's object, which are the text messages from that name. And then don't forget, they've called it friend name up here, whereas in this one, right, variable for name, right? Like we don't have that in here. We just have friend name. That's our key object pair, our key value pair. Right, so variable all messages equals that, and we are actually going to return all messages. That just makes most sense to me for that last one. Right, I'm going to create a variable called all messages, and then I'm going to set it equal to whatever that is, right? So whatever object we get, friend name is right there. Did I not spell that right? Oh yeah, that's actually not spelled right. That's why I didn't highlight. Now the reason I'm highlighting is to see if it matches with that, just like how that one did. And it didn't, so that means that, yeah, they match up. Okay, so I think we're good, right? There. I don't. John, Teddy. I don't think we have any variables, any text messages. Yet. I just don't think we have anything yet. I don't know why that's showing up that way. I really don't. So, to John, to John. Oh yeah. Jenny messages, Teddy messages. So we're actually going to have to update their variables, get messages. So it's going to call get messages for them, and them. So what we have to do is we actually have to add those send text messages. So we are going to be given send message. Calls up this function, and it's going to say, hey, for here, it's going to give us a key and value thing, and that's actually what we put up here. So it's going to give us a key. So what we got to do is add it in there, right? Does it exist? So let's use this one right here. That one just seems to be easiest to start with. Let's just add that in here. We're just going to add a variable. Right, and we're going to all right, cool. So, if text messages, if history, right? If our history has, whatever our friend name is, right? Because that's what's being inserted. If whoever's here is in, and it's not a phone book, it's in our text messages, right? I mean, that just makes sense. Variable history equals, so that's true. So if this is true, so if history equals true, just put history here, then we will do something else. And this is where we're going to put up here, add. Oh yeah, I'll put that back actually. See. Add to history. Add to text messages. That's like a little note for us. Okay, so if this, else that. So this is where we're stuck at. If the history is true, then it will store the message. So we're actually going to update those text messages, right? that here we just print it, right? We just print line, yeah, have it. But we have to use, so how do we add? Um, Same thing that actually we were doing last one, what we were weak in, what I'm weak in. Right here. Gotta add to the address. This is how we add. Dot. What are we good? Dot push. Remember that we have a dot push. Add that. Are they all? Okay, so they're all one. What if it's not? Boom, boom. Oh. We're gonna do object text message of, and then this is where we're gonna put our friend name. That's gonna be equals. No. Yeah. This is actually, we're doing it in the wrong section here. Add to it. All right. If they're not here, add it. Friend. Equals message. That's all it was. I had an extra thing there. If it's true, update. This is updating. This is add. We actually have to add to it. Quickest way to do this. Sidekicks. With on. It did it for Teddy, and it did it for Jenny. Jenny, hi. Jenny, BRB. Teddy, I love you. Wait a second. We're gonna save this and come back to it. The class has started, but I think this is fine. The only issue is this that I'm missing. That's true. The only thing I'm missing is adding more. We have to add the messages being overwritten. What if we do real quick text message dot push that adds it to it. Oh. Oh no. What am I doing wrong? What am I doing? Array. The array is the friend name, array.push, something.push. Text message. It has to be, is it text messages? Friend name. Oh no. I'm so close. I'm gonna have to save it for now, ladies and gentlemen. I will be back later. I'll have to take a look at this. I'll be back.